coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.
Hey man, shout out to everybody out there on TBP, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Let's go. Let's get it. Y'all know we on the road, man. So I'm just bringing y'all this, man. I'm hoping my audio is all right. I know all y'all been crying about my audio, but work with me, man. You understand that I'm on the road. The audio will get corrected when I get back home. My bad. You dig? But I'm still trying to bring y'all this content, man. Hopefully that counts for something, man. I'm in a hotel room pushing this content for y'all, man. Membership videos on deck as well. Working overtime, you heard me? Man, but you know, I saw a couple of my fellas out here since I've been out here, man, that I was locked up with. And you know, that always brings about a lot of other stories and a lot of memories and make me think about things, man. And what's on my mind this morning was I was thinking to myself, you know, man, doing time, man, is just a different world, man. It's so different than being out here, being at an event like this, moving around. I'm seeing all these people that's free, and it's like they're carefree. They have not the worries that we have to worry about every day in prison, man. And it's just so different, man. And when you've been in there so long, like I was, versus out here, you know, I've actually lived more life incarcerated than I have in the free world. You know, so that in itself is you know, that's mind boggling, you know, when you see these things and you move around the way you do. But it's crazy to me though, man. And it just made me realize, you know, actually within my first 5 years of prison, man, my first 5 years of prison, I seen 3 bodies. 3 bodies within my first 5 years, you know, which I know that can happen on the street. You can see it on the street, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? In the world, yeah, you know, probably maybe not even in your neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? But when you see that up close and you know, you boxed in with it, you can't get away from it. That's different. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it started in the wall when I told y'all the story about the dude that just stabbed the dude to death right there, 10, 15 feet away from me or less. And that's different when you see that. When you see it, you know, normally out here on the street, you heard about it on the news. Oh, somebody got shot last night, or dude shot out, they let out, or all this stuff happened, or such got killed last night. You don't see it. You heard about it. You see it on the news, but you don't see the actual event take place. That's different. That'll be on your brain. That's locked in your brain. That visual, that experience, that the smell, the, you know what I'm saying, the atmosphere, the danger is all right there with you when you know what I'm saying, you can't get away. And that's the difference between you know, out here and in there. You know, it's a lot of difference, but that's one of them that's major because that's some things that'll alter your thinking. It'll alter your, you know, your character, how you move, because you know now that this can actually be you. If you hear about somebody getting killed on the street and they was at such spot, or they was here, or they was at, you don't have to go to those places. You can automatically say, oh, there's danger over there, I ain't going over there. It's not like that in prison. You don't have to be there. You cannot go nowhere. You can't say, oh, put me in a safer place, it's dangerous over here. They don't give a, you know what I'm saying? They don't give a poop. You did. Real talk. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? So that was like the first joint, and I'm telling you, it really affected me because I was like, man, and it just, yeah, I take it with me. I definitely take it with me. You know, but it made me, yeah, I gotta have that, man. But then you gotta start thinking in your mind, just because you got it, you gotta be willing to use it. You gotta be willing to not let nobody take it from you. You gotta be willing to not let it be used on you. That's a whole different mindset that you may not have been in, depending on where you come from, what you done did in your life, what your experiences is. You may not be able to do that. And that's the hurdle that a lot of dudes can't get across when they're in prison. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of dudes in prison that ain't in prison for violent offenses. You got dudes in there that sold drugs. They probably ain't never did nothing. They like they was trying to get some money. But in prison, violence is the #1 language. You're going to have to learn that and you're gonna have to learn it fluently if you want to survive. You got to be willing to produce it at the drop of a dime, man. Because they pushing that thing in there, man. You know what I'm saying? You got dudes in there ain't got nothing to lose, will never see the streets again. And this is their world, this is their life, and they're gonna take over their world. They're gonna let it be known how they are to be treated in their world. And if that means taking your life, they're gonna take it. If that means hurting you beyond repair, they gonna hurt you. If that means you got something that they want and they ain't got it, they gonna take it. Or they gonna attempt to. It's up to you to keep that up off of you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm learning all this fast. It's like a crash course because it ain't nobody gonna give you this information. You gotta pick up on this information on your own. Ain't nobody sitting you down and, hey, look, this is, don't do that, man, because they already trying to navigate their way through this too. They in the same boat you in. Same boat. And the boat got holes in it. It's sinking. You know what I'm saying? It's sinking. Everybody is scooping water, throwing it out so it won't sink. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no different, you know. And so I just remember how that affected my mind, my thinking, you know, moving forward. And then almost not even long after that, then when I end up on Augusta, man, and no, not even before then. Not even before then. From Augusta. Yep, I ended up on Augusta, and I can remember being in the block with dudes. It was a young white dude in there, man, and he couldn't have been no more than my age. I was like maybe like 21. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, probably about 21, maybe 22, one or the other. He was probably younger than me, like 20. You know what I'm saying? It was a white guy. And I can remember dudes pressing them, and you know what I'm saying? Because he got business and they wanted, you know what I'm saying, to extort him and probably wanted to do something strange to him as well. You know what I'm saying? Because he was young and he looked young and he ain't looked like he had no type of physical capabilities of taking care of himself if push came to shove, right? And man, I don't know how much time he had or whatever, but I can remember it was early one morning, man, before we had breakfast, and the doors ain't open, and you heard a lot of keys, and you heard the police and stuff coming in, and you heard the footsteps. Like, man, what's going on? Everybody get up, come to their door, looking out their door. You trying to look out the door. Your celly trying to look out the door. You know, you got head here, head there. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? They go down their cell. And then you see medical people coming in. Then you see the big hats coming in. And then you see the wardens and majors. You know something going on. So in your mind, you're not knowing what's going on. You're like, man, what's happening down there? Did celly and the cellies get the rumbling, or did one celly, you know, kill one of them, or stab one of them, or it's crazy work because you in this joint and you trying to figure it out. But everybody on point because everybody trying to, you know, most people are trying to go to breakfast or trying to get the doors open, to get on the phone or get in the shower or whatever the case may be, where there ain't nothing moving. And the whole block is filled up with staff and supervisors and you like, boom, man, something real. And I remember my celly who had been locked up longer than me at the time. He was like, man, somebody dead, man. I'm like, what? Man, somebody dead, I'm telling you. You know, and we thinking about the dudes that's in the cell, the little white boy, but there's another white dude in there with him that's older though, but he ain't gonna bust a grape neither. You know what I'm saying? He put on steel toe boots and run on, you know, a patch of grapes and he's not gonna bust. So, so we like confused. You know what I'm saying? And all the time, then we find out they got medical come over there. Then you start seeing police from the street, state troopers with the big hats on coming up in there. And they talking to the warden and they talking to the major. And you like, oh yeah, he said somebody dead, bro. I'm telling you, somebody dead. So they bring the celly out, you know what I'm saying, and they cuff them up, put them all up there on the wall or whatnot, and then they take them and take them out, right? So we know it ain't him, just the older one. So then they up in there, medical is up in there and all this and all that, and then they got the gurney. They go get the gurney, and man, they bring him out, man, and they set him on the gurney, put him in a bag, a body bag, man. They zip that joint up, and they start wheeling him out, you know. And this is what show you how penitentiary is. Now, this is within my first 3 years now, so this show you how penitentiary is, right? Then they turn around and say, I remember a dude saying, man, let me get some of that, man, before his body get cold. I was like, oh, cold blooded. You know what I'm saying? And I never forgot that. I was like, man, this is unforgiving. You know what I'm saying? This zone is unforgiving because we all. I know we don't like everybody in there don't kick it with each other, but it's like it's just a weird feeling because we all live right there together and don't nobody even care if you die. It's like nothing. It's like a joke. It's like it ain't me, so I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And I just can remember the feeling that I felt in my. I'm like, oh man. Then I'm like, I know he got some family. I know his people gonna be. And dudes in there is like, and then dudes is laughing when he said that joke. What you say, man? Say, so he could say it again. I'm like, man, I just can remember the feeling I had. Like, man, this ain't it right here. This you know what I'm saying? Bruh, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then they come to find out, man, he hung himself. You know what I'm saying? I guess he couldn't do it. He couldn't deal with it. He knew the pressure that he was under. Dudes was nipping at his heels, man. Like I say, they trying to extort him already. Some of them probably was already getting stuff from him. And he know the next thing they want is him. And he probably felt like he won't be able to deal with it. And he checked out. Checked out. Ain't even like 20. Barely 20, if he that. You know what I'm saying? Life gone. Over. And nobody in there gives a whatever. You know what I'm saying? So this stuff will harden you, man. It'll make you be like, Then you be thinking all the dudes who try to speak to you or talk to you or say something to you. You know what I'm saying? It'll be you the next day. What they gonna be saying? They gonna be laughing. They carrying your body out there. They gonna be making jokes. They gonna be, yeah, he thought he could box. Now look at, you know what I'm saying? You think like that. You start thinking like that. So this is why you don't even be letting people get close to you. You don't even want to deal with people because you like, man, these jokers in here diabolical. They don't care nothing about you. You know what I'm saying? They'll smile in your face because they're either scared of you, or they'll smile in your face because they want something from you, or they'll smile in your face because they don't think they can, you know what I'm saying, deal with you. So they try to keep you at a certain distance where they can gauge you, you know. So I just can remember that joint, man. It was crazy. And then, the little thing that happened between me and Big Raymond, and I ended up on Mecklenburg and all this stuff was happening fast, man. Like a lot in this year, I saw a lot of things happen in a year in the penitentiary, bro. A lot of things happen. You know what I'm saying? On a day-to-day basis, it's multiple things going on. Dudes getting stabbed over here, dudes getting robbed over here, dudes getting their manhood took over here, dudes gambling over here, dudes getting their jaw broke, dudes, you know what I'm saying, getting their ribs broke, dudes getting their arm broke, dudes fighting on the basketball court, dudes fighting on the weight pile, dudes got hit in the head on the weight pile. Man, it's just going on. You know what I'm saying? Multiple things, man, every day. And it's like, man, you gotta adapt to this and you gotta be able to adjust to this, man. And you like, man, this is coming too fast at you. But the days is going slow. And all of this stuff is happening in a day. So when I ended up on Mecklenburg, and I can remember, man, dude on death row, he OD'd. And he was supposed to die either that week or that month. And he OD'd. He somehow got some dope back there. He OD'd. If you go back and pull up whatever how y'all can do things, you'll see that there's a dude that was on death row one time in Virginia on Mecklenburg, and he OD'd on death row before he could go to his execution. He was getting ready to get executed, and he took himself out. Somehow he got some dope. So I don't know if the police boarders have how you get it, because back there that's the most maximum security that you could be on. Them people is under watch 24/7, and he managed to get some dope and OD'd and took himself out and ducked and let you chill. And that shut the whole compound in an uproar, boy. It was crazy work on there. Man, you couldn't do nothing on that joint. And I can remember, man, it was going crazy because at this time, I believe too, I was going through some where I was in the hole, and I was trying to get transferred because I felt like they had set me up and put a joint in my cell to get rid of me all the time. It was from some other stuff, some other play, but I thought the police had did it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like on a hunger strike, and it was just a crazy time, man. And then I can remember them telling me, man, tell you people stop calling because we had the governor calling, we got everybody calling up here because that was going on. That was the biggest crisis. People getting ready to lose their job. Wards and everybody's job is at risk. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's job is at risk because of the simple fact that somebody that OD'd on death row. How can you explain that? First of all, how could you explain drugs being in the penitentiary, let alone get to death row, let alone to somebody who's scheduled to be executed? Man, that's gonna be supposed to be major news. I don't know how big of a news it really made, like national, but I know in the penitentiary, I was right there. I know it made news in there because we gonna feel the trickle effect of it, because they're gonna have the pressure on us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, you starting to see death everywhere. It's death in the penitentiary. So you start to think in your mind, it's in here, man, and it can knock on your door. It can knock on your door, man, if you ain't ready, man. And that's, I'm telling you, man, and that's basically the gist of doing time. You got to be on point every day. You got to be prepared every day. You got to be ready for whatever every day. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And that alone, living like that is exhausting, my guy. It is exhausting, man. It is stressful. It's exhausting. You know what I'm saying? Either way you look at it. Anybody who tell you that it's not, oh, they got to the status where they know ain't nobody gonna really, but you still gotta think about it. Because you got new people coming in every day. They may not know you. They may not know about your reputation. They may get in your way. They may try you. They may try to harm you. Anything. They might try to take your reputation. So you have to live like that for the most part till you get out that door, man. On high alert at all times, bro. And that's stressful, man. That's hard work, man. That's hard work, man. But this is how penitentiary is. That's why I be telling you, young kings and queens, man, this ain't the life you want for nothing. This ain't it. It's not it. You know what I'm saying? And only I feel like me and anybody who went through decades of prison who got out, it ain't that we so bad, man. It's we was lucky. And that's why I feel like we should be out here telling people so they'll not want to go in there, so they can understand what awaits them. Because you got lucky. You got lucky, bro. Straight up. The baddest of the baddest, you still got to get lucky. Because, man, there ain't no rules in there, man. Dudes will get you when you ain't looking. Dudes will get you because they scared of you. Dudes will get you because they owe you some money and they know you not going to accept them not paying. And they ain't got it. I ain't got it. I can't pay him. I don't want to check in. Come on, stab me in the back of the neck. Go low and get transferred and go somewhere else. Start over. I got 100 years. See what I'm saying? So this is the type of stuff you got to deal with. So you always got to be ready. Always, man. And that's that type of life right there is stressful, man. Very, 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 very stressful, man. Very stressful, man. You never get enough rest, bro. You never get enough rest, and you never, ever, ever get peaceful rest in the penitentiary. You never got. I ain't slept good for 33 years, bro. Couldn't. Might not wake up. But anyway, man, I just wanted to drop that on y'all, man. I'm out here. I'm on the road, man. I'm going to try to get y'all this content, man. Y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions, man, and be patient, man. We coming. Y'all know I'm Mr. Regular anyway. And if I ain't on here, you know there's something going on. And believe that.
The BANKY special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm going to have something because I'm rich in personality, you know. And I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.